In this class, I will explore the casting in Java. Actually, the casting is converting one type of data into another type of data. Here, the casting can be applied to both the primitive types and also the reference types here. Okay, I will explain one by one. Come to the primitive casting here. The primitive casting is two types. The primitive casting is mainly applied on the primitive data type. It is applied only on the primitive data types here. Here, the primitive casting is two types: implicit conversion, explicit conversion. The implicit conversion, it is also called as a type promotion. It is also called as a widening conversion. The implicit conversion is done by the compiler. The compiler will do the implicit type conversion. It is safe because there is no data loss. Why? Because we are converting the smaller type to the larger type here. We are converting smaller size data type into the larger type data size here. When we are converting lower to higher, there is no data loss. This is the order here: byte to short, short to int, long to float, and float to double here. We are converting lower one to the higher one here. This type of conversion is called as implicit conversion. This is done by the compiler only. Explicit conversion. Here, in the case of the explicit point of view, this is done by the programmer, done manually using the cast operator. Means in the brackets, we are putting the type here. That's why this is called as the casting or narrow conversion. Explicit conversion is also called as the casting or narrow conversion. Whenever there is a narrow conversion, there is a data loss or the overflow. Data loss will occur compulsory. Why? Because we are converting larger type to the smaller type here. See this one here. I give a simple example. Byte b equals to 50. The byte b value is a 50. Integer I equals to b. Actually, the b is a byte variable and I is an integer variable here. Here the compiler is converting the byte value into the integer value. This is called as the explicit conversion, widening conversion. Lower type into the higher type here. Come this one here, byte b2 equals to I. I is actually integer variable, but we are converting I into the byte point of view. Converting higher type into the lower type here. This is called as the narrow. Byte value plus p, the value is of 50. Integer value plus p, the value is of 50 here. Back to byte here. Again, the value is 51. Why? Because here we are converting the higher value to the lower value here. In the case of the narrowing point of view, there is a chance of losing the data here. This is about the primitive casting. The primitive casting is always applied only on the primitive data types only. The second category is reference types here. Reference casting is nothing but it is applied on the objects here. It is applied on the objects here. It works with the class hierarchy, inheritance point of view. This is two types here: upcasting as well as the downcasting here. Upcasting is also called as the implicit. Downcasting is also called as the explicit. Implicit point of view, child to parent. Explicit point of view, parent to child here. Whenever there is a child to parent, it is called as implicit. Parent to child, opposite manner. This is called as explicit. See this one here. This is a simple example. Class animal. The class name is animal. Void sound. Animal makes a sound here. Class dog extends animal. The dog is the child class of the animal class. It contains a void sound. Dog barks here. Means here the dog is also contains a method. That method is a sound method. Animal is also contains a method. That method is a sound method here. Void fetch. System dot out dot content. Dog fetches ball. Come to this one here. Animal A equals to new dog. Here, animal is a parent class. For this parent class, we are creating the object. The object name is A here. New equals to dog here. Here, dog is a child class here. Dog is a child class here. Means from the child to parent. This concept is called as a implicit. Okay. From the child to parent, we are creating the object that is called as the implicit. Here a dot sound. This is overriding the dog box here. Overriding dog box here. Come this one here. Dog D equals to dog of A. Here actually the A is the parent class object. Why? Because at this stage I have created the object here. Here we are converting the parent class into the child class object here. This is called as the explicit here. Okay. Here the in this point of view D dot fetch it is working fine. Why? Because it is already the original is in the dog class here. Converting parent to child explicit. Child to parent that is called as the implicit. This is about the reference casting. Casting is nothing but converting one type data into the another type data. It is two types, primitive and reference type. Primitive point of view, again two types, implicit and explicit. Implicit is done by the compiler, explicit is done by the programmer. Here there is no data loss. Why? Because smaller to higher type here. Explicit point of view, there is a data loss. Why? Because larger type to smaller type here. Reference casting is nothing but we are applying only on the objects only. It is two types, upcasting, downcasting. Upcasting is also called as implicit. Downcasting is called as explicit. Implicit means child to parent. Explicit means parent to child. This is about the typecasting in the Java.